Eileen?
I'm fine.
How are you, Eileen? Oops, you're eating something and getting settled. You're muted, though.
I said great.
Good. Did you do it? Where are you today?
I'm in Shanghai.
Ah, did you do anything special or see anything special there? Oops, you're muted again.
Yes.
What?
Yesterday I went to Aaron's home and I sleep there. And I make friends with her and they have a cat. And today we went to art museum and I and Aaron went together and we play tag there.
You met Aaron from our group that I don't see, Aaron?
What?
You met Aaron from our group? From our
No.
class? No. Someone else.
I met Aaron in her home.
But Aaron, the Aaron I know that's in our class? That Aaron?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Did you know her before? Had you ever met her? No? That's very fun.
Oh, that's why I said I made friends with her.
That's very, very fun.
Hello, teacher.
There's Aaron. Hello. I don't see you or Joshua yet. Eileen Fong, how are you doing? Miss Rebecca. Good. Are y'all having a good day?
Yes.
Anything going on for you?
I made some crafts.
I saw some of the things your mom put on WeChat that you had made.
I made a crossbow. Cool. So if you press it.
Oh, it shoots. Very cool.
Yeah. I made it out of paper.
That's
I'll show you.
Quite creative. Who do you like it? Do you knit or do you crochet?
Crochet.
I thought so. Yeah. That looks really cool. You had some pretty things. Oh my goodness.
Is easier than knit.
Oh, I don't think so. Knitting to me is much easier than crochet. I'm not very good at crochet.
Fine.
Look at the bow that Joshua has. That's pretty cool. Is it a crossbow, Joshua? Or just
but I can. His
is a gun?
His is a real fake. His is a real fake crossbow. Mine is a fake crossbow.
Oh, that's one way of putting it. Aaron, are you here yet?
What did you say?
I just asked if you were here. Can you turn your camera on?
Teacher. Teacher. I can't open my video, and perhaps I can. And I am going. I'm going home now, and I can only listen.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So thank you for letting me know. That's fine. All right. Are you ready for class?
Yes.
Yes. Shall we call it a day?
Is there idiom?
Yeah. Shall we call it a day?
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
No.
It means to stop working or to quit an activity. So if I said we call it a day, that means we quit
Yeah,
class.
I know. Because it's like you already finished the day, so you can just rest.
Yeah. So shall we call it a day and quit class?
No,
No.
no.
No. Joshua, read our sentence.
I'm quitting and I bit trying now.
Getting.
Call it a day.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired now.
Getting a bit tired now.
So, all right, we won't call it a day and we will pick up talking about weather.
Maybe we will call it a quarter a day.
We'll call it a day in a little bit. Do you ever watch people on the news as they tell about the weather?
Oh, yes.
No, but look at the thingy. I look at the weather forecast.
You look at the forecast and on like a phone or something on an app.
Or watch.
This is the people who study the weather that make those apps and give you the forecast.
Meth or something.
It starts with an E. Meteorologist.
Meteorologist. Yeah, I wasn't able to pronounce it.
Well, there you go. A meteorologist. This is actually the meteorologist that lives in the city where I look for the news. So Brad Panovich is the one he's my meteorologist.
Can you show us the TV thingy?
Show you the TV?
Can you show us what does he say while he's talking? Oh wait, you are showing us.
That is him, and he is giving a weather update. It's just a still shot of him, yeah.
And why is the weather map so strange?
Because this is like when there was a hurricane.
Tornado, blizzard,
a hurricane.
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 What's the rainbow?
What's
the rainbow in the middle?
Well,
we'll
look at it. We're gonna look at a forecast that's not quite so chaotic, confusing as this one, and we'll look at the colors. We can come back and you can sort of look at them in the map then here if you want to. You said this is something that Elim Fong just said. You look at the what?
Weather forecast.
What is the weather forecast?
The prediction of future weather.
Prediction. A prediction, Elim Sheh. What is a prediction?
Future weather.
Read what it says in the red.
A statement about the future that on prior knowledge or experiment.
How does a weatherman know how to give the forecast? Elim Fong?
To look at the weather. I have a question.
What?
Why does people look at the person, what is it called?
Meteorologist.
The meteorologist, if they can just look out of their window.
Well, we could tell you, if I could look out my window and I could tell you what the weather is. I do have a window, but you know what? Oh, the sun hasn't come up yet. It's still dark.
Oh,
so I could look out the window and I could tell you what the weather is right now. And I could tell you what the weather is probably going to be for the next 2 hours. But I have no idea what the weather's going to be like tomorrow.
I mean the meteor thing, something, the person, it will be way better looking at the weather forecast to know what will happen like next or next day.
And they do. Now, this is what we're trying to get at. They make a prediction. Joshua, if I make a prediction, is it definitely going to happen?
Nope.
No, it might happen. What makes me think if I say, you are going to do really well on your math test? Why?
I know. Maybe because you're very good at math, or maybe because your math is whatever.
Okay. Well, what were you gonna say, Joshua, about the math test?
You know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can't promise that you're gonna get an A. What would make me think that you're gonna do well?
Because it's easy.
Maybe it's an easy. So there's things that I might know. I might know about the tests. So I've learned about, if I'm a meteorologist, I know about weather. I've learned about wind. I've learned about rain. I've learned about these things. I know patterns. I know, when this happens with the clouds, this is normally the weather. Or when the temperature is this, but I see wind coming. I study these patterns. And then I'm like, I think that this is going to happen. So it takes a lot of study. If we go back to the word that was hard to say.
Meteorologist.
All right.
Meteorologist.
Okay.
Meteorologist.
Yeah, I think you have it. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it backwards. Ist.
It's all.
All.
Oh, no, we need first. I'm doing it wrong. Ologist. Oh, I can't do it without looking at it, and I was not going to look at it. All right, let's do that again. Ist.
Just.
There we go. Gist. Wait. And then we have gist.
Just.
All. Ologist. Ologist. Teorologist. Me. Meteorologist. I have not had so much trouble with a word in a long time. All right, what I was going to point out to help you know why in the world we have a weird word like that. Meteor. Meteor. Literally in the Greek, it just means things in the air. When we do ologist, that's the study of, and ist means it's a person, right? So this is a person who studies things in the air. That's where we get the word from. Meteorologist, a person who studies things in the air. What kinds of things does he study in the air? Clouds, wind.
The weather. The weather.
But specifically like clouds and wind. The atmosphere, the things that we talked about last time, right? And he makes a forecast.
The troposphere, the metamorphosphere, the something sphere.
Close. You do have the first one. What was the first one you said?
The atmosphere.
The troposphere is first.
That was the second thing I said.
That's the first one. Stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So I heard a couple of the right names. They make a prediction, like Joshua said. We don't know. They might be right. They might not be right. But these are the patterns. You know patterns because if I give you and I say
A-B-A-C.
what would come next?
A-C.
That's a pattern. You know patterns in other ways. They look at the clouds and notice what the clouds do. And the clouds make a pattern. And winds make a pattern. God works things in a very orderly way. They don't always happen that way. Sometimes something happens different. So they also use satellites way up in space that look down. Elim Sheh, what do satellites do?
Gather temperature.
Hmm? What else?
The Earth's surface. By news for information.
Okay. So they're way on up high and they get a good picture all across the world of different weather, and they get to see above the clouds. They can see where the clouds are and where they're moving. Yeah, Elim Fong.
So the camera they have, it's like a microscope camera.
It would be more like a
That you can-
telescope. Microscopes help you see little things. Telescopes help you see the bigger things. So yes.
Oh, but from up high, they look little.
But they look little, but they make them bigger, right? It's the same idea. Stars look little and planets look little to our naked eye when we see them, right? And we look through a telescope and naked, meaning when I say a naked eye, I mean an eye that doesn't have like a telescope or a glass or something, just our normal eye. That's what a naked eye means. So stars and planets look really small to us, way far away, right? And those telescopes bring them closer and make them bigger. So it would be the same thing. We would say they have a telescopic lens or something like that. Microscopes are to look at small things and that are like actually small and make them bigger. Joshua, was that a hand or is that just were you just moving? That's a hand. All right, no questions? Now, here's where, Elim, you had asked about the different colors. This is a forecast map. This is actually one of for where I live.
Right now?
It's not a current map. It's an old map, and I don't know from when. I would live right here where that X is.
1970s. Charlotte?
Yeah.
That's the name of my friend.
Well, that's big city that's next to me. I don't live in Charlotte. I live next to Charlotte.
Charlotte.
All right. So look at this. What do you see on this map?
Well, they're warm front and cold front.
Ah, okay. Which one's the warm front?
Here. Right here, you see? Yes, right here.
Okay, so we would say it's the red lines with the
like here.
The humps, right? All right.
Yes.
What else do you see, Joshua?
A blue line.
A blue front, which is what?
cold line.
It's the cold line. Okay, now you can sort of remember when you, just one second, when you think of cold, think of blue. People turn blue in cartoons. And when you're hot in cartoons, people turn red. So the colors are going to help you remember warm front and cold front. Eileen, wait, I was going to say, I think Eileen Shay said something first. Did you have a question?
Yes. What about the center?
Aha. Okay, that's an excellent question.
That's what I was about to ask.
There's no fronts there, right? Okay, but there's different colors, right?
Hey.
So, what colors do you see?
But green.
I see
Yellow.
green and yellow.
Gray.
Gray. And red. There's a little bit of red. Now,
Yellow.
this is a picture that would have been taken by a satellite. This is a satellite image, they call it. Image being a picture. So it's a satellite picture. So way far back, what do you think all those gray things might be?
I don't know.
When we look up, we see gray things, don't we? Those are clouds. Now, they could be clouds low enough in the atmosphere that we could see them looking up, or they could be clouds that would be higher up that we can't really see from down here, but the satellite can see them because it's looking down.
So what are the green things?
The green thing shows where there's rain. The really, really light colors are a really, really light rain. The darker green it gets is the heavier rain. When you start to see yellow, that's even heavier. And the red, there's normally sort of like an orange and a red. The orange and the red are like really, really hard rain. So these would be the clouds that would show us where the rain is. And they pinpoint where the rain is by these colors. So you can see it's sort of, is it raining where I live?
No.
No, it's not raining. But there's a really long line of rain clouds, right?
Yeah.
There would be rain clouds from all of right here. Now, remember what we've talked about with air. When we talk about wind, we're just talking about the movement of air, right? And we know hot air and cold air. Which one rises and which one falls?
Hot air and cold air.
Which one? Hot air rises and cold air falls. Now, falls doesn't necessarily tell you which direction it is, but look at the cold air. It's got these little arrows to tell you where it's moving. The cold air is moving this way, and the cold air is going to fall. And so the cold air is going to fall in this area here, and it's bringing in these clouds, and it's going to make it rain. The hot air, what happens to the hot air when cold air falls?
The hot air moves.
The hot air has to move. So look, the cold air moves in and the hot air has to move out. So we can see where it's coming. And there are certain things that come with cold fronts and warm fronts. When you see a warm front, the warm front is moving out because the cold air is pushing it in. Normally the warm is going to pull up moisture, and it's going to be sort of a humid, wetter type of environment. That makes sense. So if we go back to the other picture with the meteorologist, you can see what are all those colors? Ah,
Rain.
Those are the weather.
it's
Also, so the red because the whole place is like super bad.
yes. Yes.
But why is the middle black?
Because that's even the darker the color gets, the heavier the rain. So this you can even see how it's got this shape. It's got like these pieces like this. This would be a tornado, or it's not really a tornado. This is actually a hurricane, which in Chinese what you call a typhoon. What?
Its shapes look like a tornado.
Because tornadoes and hurricanes have the same shape, don't they? Just one of them is much bigger. And hurricanes have more rain because they're coming off of the water. Tornadoes are normally just more wind with maybe some rain, but not as much as hurricanes. Tornadoes are more just the wind. All right, let's see. Here's how I remember high front, the warm front has high pressure because H for hot and H for high. High pressure.
HH.
And then when we talk about a cold front, we have the O sound, low pressure for a cold front. So the sound of the O can help you remember. Now, when we talk about pressure, remind me, we're talking about the atmosphere. What's the pressure? Remember we talked about how tight together our atoms are in the atmosphere?
Yeah. The more I thought
the tighter together would be.
The tighter together, is it more like solid?
It is more like solid, although we're talking air, so it's not going to be solid. All right. I should have started that because I don't have time to finish it. We'll pick it up there next week and do some more. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You gonna shoot your crossbow again, Elim? I think Joshua's is too big to shoot right there towards me. So.
I don't have anything to shoot.
You don't have anything to shoot. All right.
That can shoot nothing. Bye-bye.
Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.